Back at Brownsburg for game number 4. And a great matchup for you as South Bend St. Joseph's, the defending 3A state champion, takes on Indianapolis Cathedral. This game brought to us by Galitko and Daly. They go to work when you can't. Log on to IndianaWorkers.com. By Unranked Hoops, Indy's first Euro-style basketball academy. Check out UnrankedHoops.com. And by LV Smith Plumbing, the big dogs of plumbing. Alongside the Hall of Famer Pete Smith, Rob Brown with you here at Brownsburg High School. Happy you're with us. And this is a matchup we've been looking forward to for quite some time, Pete. This game between South Bend St. Joseph's and Cathedral. Tell me what's on your mind, maybe keys to the game or what is top of mind for you.
Thank you. To your point, I think they've been looking forward to this game so much that last night South Bend St. Joseph got beat at Chesterton up in the Duneland by 14 points, and that was a bit of a surprise, I know, to Coach Eric Gaff. I think they probably weren't as focused, but defending 3A state champs playing probably the favorites in 3A, one of the two favorites in Cathedral this year. So a big game, not really a Catholic rivalry because I looked on John Harrell.
They've not played
in the
last 35 years at least.
Kind of surprises me.
I was too. I was surprised by that.
Yeah, kind of surprises me, but should be a good game. Two outstanding coaches with state tournament monikers or championships under their belts. We'll talk about that during the game, and I'll turn it over to our play-by-play, Rob Brown.
Well, we'll set the lineups for you on the fly as we go. South Bend St. Joseph's clad in the sky blue uniforms, white numerals, trimmed in dark blue. Ethan Roseman's the point guard for South Bend St. Joseph's, out there with Elijah King, Nick Shrewsbury, the son of Notre Dame head coach Micah Shrewsbury. Elijah King tees up the three. That's no good. We've got a foul on the rebound.
And a Cathedral grad in his own right.
Yep.
Micah Shrewsbury played at Cathedral, the head coach at Notre Dame, and his son playing to South Bend St. Joseph, so good to see.
KJ Avery, the Valparaiso transfer, and Peyton Miamba round out the five for South Bend St. Joseph's. Loose ball on the floor, and Cathedral turns it over. Miamba picked up that foul for the Huskies.
Yeah, mentioning Peyton Miamba, he's a transfer from Penn High School. I'm very familiar with the young man. Saw him play as a freshman at Penn and left this year to play at St. Joe. Penn with a good win last night. Career high 34 by Caleb Kuhlman, outstanding sophomore guard. So the Kingsmen with their first win of the season in one attempt.
Roseman pulls it back out. Shrewsbury a quick three off the front of the rim. And the Cathedral Irish clad in the home whites. Kelly green numerals, trimmed in blue and gold. And that's Skylar Rogers. And the three is hoisted up by Julian Smith. Rebounded by Roseman on the push. All the way, lays it up and in over the front rim.
And we're on the board with the Huskies. Ethan Roseman, a transfer from Bishop Chatard High School from a couple years ago. Played on their state championship last year at St. Joe in his first year up there.
Roseman pull up in the lane, rattled out, tried the bank, knocked off the end line.
Quick substitute in for St. Joe.
Gus Pachulis checks in. Quick sub indeed. The 6'4" junior is Pachulis.
Well, they're very deep. They've got a lot of moving parts here.
Avery pulls it out. And again, the Cathedral starter did not get you those. Ryan Gold Jr., a freshman, is the other backcourt man alongside Rogers. Corner threes off the side of the backboard. Rebound no good. Tapped up and controlled by Julian Smith. And Smith is one of three seniors in the lineup. Smith's brother, Romani Wells, is another senior. And there's the third senior, the Detroit Mercy commit, Keaton Aldridge, who bullies his way to the rim. Aldridge, a very physical 6'3" guard.
Really like how he plays. Yeah, he's a point forward kind of, but he's listed as a guard. He can play just about any position. He's a stalwart for him.
24 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 steals as Roseman hits a fade on the baseline. That was Aldridge's stat line last night in Cathedral's 9-point win at Brebeuf, or home win rather, over Brebeuf. That was a 71-62 score last night on the north side of Indianapolis.
It could have been a little bit worse if Cathedral hit free throws, as you and I were talking about.
St. Joe foul went to KJ Avery. Aldridge again.
He's a point forward. In high school, he's a point forward. Call him a guard, but he's a point forward. Do so much damage. Just brought the ball 50 feet up and scored.
Pachulis, the three, got it.
I have a feeling he must have played pretty well last night because he wasn't even listed in the top 7 or 8 as I talked to Coach Gaff earlier in the week. All the way to the rim.
Shrewsbury had it tied up on the way up by and there's Aldridge again, leaking out. All 6 Cathedral points coming from Aldridge.
Well, he is going to be their main scorer. With Cash Daniels transferring to Carmel, he's going to be their offensive look all the time. Roseman thought he got fouled and missed the shot.
Long three by Ryan Gold Jr. is missed. And a hit ahead.
It's like an open gym right now. It's just been up and down. Not a lot of offense. Not saying they're not playing hard. Braylon White checked in that last dead ball, and he just drew a foul. He's going to shoot a pair. Braylon was on that state championship team last year. This year coming off the bench here at the start of the year. 6'2" senior.
Should mention our officials in this game: Ashley Crawford, Jace Warwick, and James Sarver. Julian Smith takes the foul for the Irish, his first, team's first. Free throw up and in by White. Braylon Pippins comes on for the Irish.
6'6" junior.
First sub for Cathedral.
A lot of size for the Irish. 5 guys on the roster, 6'5" or taller, including the coach's son, Jackson Delaney, who we may see play later.
Well, free throw is good for White, to a 9-6 advantage.
Full court pressure by the Wolves, or by the Huskies, I'm sorry.
Well, it looks like a wolf. It's a Husky logo,
well,
but it looks like a wolf.
Oh, man, Aldridge plays through contact.
And Pippin stays with the offensive rebound to put it up and in.
Good basket there by Pippin.
Aldridge a little too aggressive on the overplay, picks up the foul. Aldridge in some respects reminds me, just on his drive to the basket, reminds me of James Harden in the way that he can chest into a defender and not get knocked off his spot.
Okay, I was going to say the other guy that, gosh darn it, the other guy from Kentucky that played at Kentucky. My brain going brain dead.
Julius Randle. Oh,
yeah.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. I see that too.
Yeah, Roseman with his third
has
basket.
A quick 6 here in the first quarter. Following away, missing the scoop, is Gold, but there's Pippins, who missed the putback. Scramble on the floor. Who's got it? Pippins floats it back out. Corner jumper is long. Oh, a very end-to-end game so far. A long three by Shrewsbury.
Logo three.
From the ear of the Bulldog.
He said, I'm going to get on the board. I'm just going to make this 30-footer.
And it's a second 3 of the game. And there's Aldridge again, getting to the rim at his leisure. Back to a 4-point lead for South Bend St. Joseph's. And a dunk for Shrewsbury.
Neither team has taken much pride in any kind of defense. I mean, they're playing hard, but there's not a lot of help defense. They're turning their heads on the ball, and we've got a lot of crazy looks so far in the game. And that's a good-looking 3-shot made.
That's Ryan Gold Jr., the freshman. His third 3 of the season.
Excited to see him play. I've heard a lot about him coming up. Contact on the 3-point shot. That's a bad one by Skylar Rogers. You don't foul a 3-point shooter. And again, everyone defensively so far, Rob, their feet are just all over the place, and they're not playing man-to-man defense very well. They're getting beat on drives. That was a bad closeout, we call it, where he took his shot and didn't close him out very well, and that's what Coach Jason Delaney is telling his player there, Skylar Rogers, a junior.
Well, at least here in this early stage in the game, as Elijah King misses the first free throw of 3. Of the two teams, South Bend St. Joseph certainly appears to be the team more comfortable playing at this pace.
Oh, they love, yes, you're exactly right. They love to play at this pace. Coach Delaney is more of a tighten it up, control it a little bit more, keep the breakdown on them a little bit unless things are going really well. St. Joe, Coach Gaff, I think this year, this team, he's told me they just really they want to keep that championship version of their DNA, he says. They have a long way to go, and obviously they lost last night as we've got just a quick break here.
Yeah, I think Ethan Roseman has a little blood on one of his fingers on his right hand, so they're going to give him a moment to get that tidied up by the athletic training staff of the Huskies before King shoots his final free throw.
You see Eric Gaff, the head coach, right next to him. Harold Jamison, a great player at Notre Dame, was an assistant athletic director for a while, now moves to the high school ranks in administration and education. Great guy. Got to know him well when he played for Coach Bray.
And King comes up empty, missed all 3 free throws.
And that's a silly foul on KJ Avery.
That's the second foul on Avery at the other end. So that is not the best of trips. Exchanges for Ryder Place will come on, 5'11" senior guard. Third sub off the bench for the Huskies in this quarter. Avery takes a seat with his second foul.
That's usually about as deep as they go this year is what Coach Gaff told me.
On the roll, Pippins couldn't handle the errant pass. Roseman through the lane, looks for an outlet, finds King for a 3. Got it. Well, King missed all 3 free throws, but hits the kick out 3. Third triple of the quarter for the Huskies. We've got a foul in the backcourt. I think that's what Ashley Crawford has. Let's see. What's the call?
There's the kick out there.
There's
Beautiful
King's triple
out. Yep.
over the Pippins closeout. Ryder Place called for the South Bend St. Joe's foul. His first and the team's 4th. So the next Huskies foul will put
nice job
them over the limit.
That's the best defensive segment. Excuse me, Rob. That's the best defensive segment I've seen St. Joe play. It was a sagging man, and they were going to jump the ball handler when he came across the 10-second line, which they did. Cathedral wasn't ready for it and caused a turnover.
The Huskies have yet to trail here in this quarter, leading by 6. Roseman on the baseline, high arcer, rims off. Shrewsbury flew in for a tip. Brady Wendell has just come into the game. Grabs that rebound, finds Gold, who was hit on the drive, much to the dismay of the South Bend St. Joseph's bench. And the freshman Ryan Gold Jr. goes to the line for 2.
Gold didn't really want to take it. He was pretty hesitant at getting there, but once he made his move, he drew 2 defenders, and the foul was called.
King takes the foul, his first. And Gold misses that first free throw. Well, we talked about it a little bit in the open, but we did not give you the numbers. Cathedral won by 9 last night over Brebeuf, but was 22 of 43 from the foul line last night. That's the kind of thing as a coach that will keep you up at nights, Pete.
That's a lot of free throws, too. I don't think there's going to be that many shot in this game because the officials are really letting both teams just play a little bit with their hands and arms. And
Aldridge bulldogs his way through traffic, missed the shot against the contest.
Pippin.
And then, no, that's Romani Wells.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'm sorry.
Who stayed after it.
Yeah.
Pogo sticking his way to the tip end, Romani Wells.
His first
and drew
basket.
the foul.
Yeah.
Smith kept it alive, and then his brother Wells finished it off. That foul on the Huskies went to Shrewsbury. Wells for the three-point play rattles home the free throw. That brings the Irish within 2. A little 5-0 burst to cut into the 6-point lead.
Been an exciting first quarter, but not extremely well played just because of just the pace and the action.
Entertaining, to say the least.
Yes.
King drives and flips it in for his 5th point.
Got a lot of ability. He's a great athlete, had a great state championship game last year as a sophomore.
Smith leads the team, or second on the team in scoring with 14. There's the team's leading scorer, Keaton Aldridge, who has 10 in the period.
Always have liked his game. Thought in the past maybe should have a few more touches on the past year or two. But he's really like his game.
It is unconventional, but it is effective. Another long three and another bucket by King, who is heating up, and King has 8. Final 30 seconds. Things starting to pick up here in the final minute of quarter 1. Aldridge spins away from King. Wells gets it on the slip from Rogers. Lost it on the way up, did Wells.
Yeah, terrible defense by St. Joe there. They got away with it.
King, same spot, same result. Ho-ho! Elijah King, 11 in the period. Wendell got behind the defense, missed the layup. Wells staying with it, put it up, trickled off. And that'll do it. A 27-point first quarter for South Bend St. Joseph's. And the St. Joseph, I should say, and the Huskies lead this one by 8. 27-19 our score. Back with quarter 2 after this on the ISC Sports Network.
Your home uses water all day, every day. So when plumbing problems arise, you need them fixed fast and right. The LD Smith Plumbing crew can handle anything, from outdoor plumbing repairs to everyday water problems. Plumbing may not be pretty, but we're pretty darn good at it, and we'll always give you a fair price.
That's our dirty, stinking, honest LD Smith Plumbing promise.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking, honest.
Call today and save up to $300 on a new water heater installed.
Rob Brown, Pete Smith, back with you here at Brownsburg High School, Game 4 of 7 in this Sneakers for Santa Shootout 2025 edition. And the Huskies of South Bend St. Joseph leading by 8. Elijah King pacing the Huskies with 11 points. Keaton Aldridge with 10 for the Cathedral Irish. Pete, what did you take away from that first quarter?
Irish missed a lot of baskets, or a lot of shots right around the basket. We got a lot of new faces. They're inside players other than Aldridge. A lot of new faces. They had some really good looks, and that's how St. Joe kind of spread this lead out or got away from them a little bit here after one quarter. Plenty of time left, but if St. Joe, keeps playing at this pace, I think it's going to favor them. It just depends. They played it up in the region last night up at Chesterton. Kind of a quick turnaround for the Huskies. Isolation for a double screen there for Aldridge.
Aldridge lost his footing, bounces to Wells, tried to find Wendell on the back cut and threw it away.
This is a good quality to have often. Aldridge is awfully unselfish because right there he had a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
He had a better shot opportunity for his teammate, and his teammate couldn't get that shot off, so maybe that's the shot Aldridge should take this year. He's the man this year, instead of being the complimentary player he's been for them the last 2 years.
Roseman killed the dribble, needs help.
King wants that. He's hunting that three right now. On
yes,
that
he is.
Left side in front of the Irish bench. He's hunting it.
Roseman on the drive, missed it strong. Good traffic rebound by Gold. Roseman fell down. Gold with a nice bounce to Wells, and Wells had it trickle off the back.
And that's what's cost them there this lead, is that they just had a lot of easy looks like that. And Wells fouls at the other end.
Roseman drove it right into the chest of Wells. That's the first foul on Wells. First on the Irish here in the quarter. Wells, unlucky, has had 3 great looks right at the shadow of the rim and has not been able to get it to go.
1 of 4 in the game from the field for Romani so far as Roseman misses the first one. Roseman's dad, Kenny Roseman, who we've known for a long time. Former head coach at Indianapolis Washington High School. Longtime assistant coach both at Cathedral and Shooutout when you put the years together. And Kenny having to move family up to South Bend. So Ethan moved up to St. Joe and played on that state championship team last year.
Jackson Delaney, sophomore with the basketball, put it up over the rim. Baseball pass, long one ahead to Roseman. And Roseman will circle it back in the lane. King, back to Roseman. Well, you mentioned Ethan's dad, Ken, the former head man at both Indianapolis, Washington, and Bishop Chatard High School in Indianapolis. He was a teammate of Micah Shrewsbury's at Cathedral.
Right.
Here comes Roseman.
Action is fast and furious, but a lot of times no results out of it. Miamba on the post up.
Finds Roseman in the lane. Pass down to Avery, missed the layup, and team rebound by Delaney to tap it to Aldridge. Aldridge put the head down, and that was almost like Aldridge put the head down below the foul line like Earl Campbell just to get to the rim. Our younger viewers won't get that reference, but our older ones will.
Going to say it was on the floor.
Avery's foul, his third, so Avery will head back to the bench, and Shrewsbury returns. Neither team has scored here in the quarter, and we're 2 minutes and change in.
And they've had shots. They just haven't had any fall.
Smith, step back three, around and off. King wrestles the rebound away from Delaney.
We traveled, yep.
And it traveled.
A little
by
bit,
Pachulis.
Yeah. Pachulis a little bit too quick on that move, wanting to get to the basket. Token man-to-man pressure put on by the Huskies.
Aldridge shoveled it into Delaney, who couldn't get the handle. And it's turned over, so things have gotten a little sloppy at both ends.
Thank you.
You read my mind, partner.
You beat me to it. I read your mind.
27-19. Lawrence North and Noblesville will follow this one. Roseman fading and got the roll.
Such a strong point guard, Ethan Roseman. Creates his own shot very well.
It's a double-figure lead for the first time today. Aldridge draws a foul line. Foul.
Again, a lot of new faces on this Cathedral team, and Coach Delaney, he says he really loves this group. They're very united, and just quoting him, he said they truly enjoy playing with each other. Been a coach's dream so far, and especially when you have a son on the team, that makes it a little bit special too, and he's only a sophomore. Jackson.
Gus Pachulis takes the foul. That three-pointer takes an extra hop on the rim.
King was above the rim to grab that rebound.
Yes, he was. Aldridge in the passing lane.
And you can see the frustration in Aldridge right now, and I think Coach Delaney is going to take a timeout. Keaton Aldridge is trying to take control of this team, and he is really frustrated because he doesn't feel like his team is doing what they're supposed to be doing. He's like a coach on the floor. He's really frustrated right now as we look into that huddle. Love the fact that he wants to take that leadership, but they're talking to each other right now about things.
Well, Chris Shields is one of Indiana's top officials and is responsible for the assignment of officials for many major events, including the Sneakers for Santa Shootout. Want to become an IHSA official? We need you. Scan the QR code on your screen now to find out how easy and rewarding it can be. Plus, your first-year license is free. Alongside Pete Smith. Spent some time up in northern Indiana, the former Bethel Pilot. Actually, the Bethel Pilot, Pete Smith. Once you're a Bethel Pilot, you're a Bethel Pilot for life.
Yes, I am.
You're never a former Bethel Pilot. You're a Bethel Pilot for life, my partner, Pete Smith.
Pilots won their first 7 games before a loss the other night. Taylor beat them.
That's still a team to watch in the Crossroads League. I'm certain of that. Shrewsbury hits a long one. Second long three of the game for Shrewsbury, and the lead is 13.
He's shown his range tonight, yes.
6-0. Making a 5-0 burst, and now a leak out. Roseman ball by himself to lay it in.
This pace is just really bothering Cathedral. They're out of sync offensively. They're making turnovers. There's another one.
Another one, 3-on-1. Shrewsbury twists, missed it. Flying in to try and grab it was Rogers, but the ball rolls down Rogers' leg out of bounds, and the Indians will get it, or the Huskies rather. So you planted that old South Bend St. Joseph nickname in my head.
Sorry.
And now I'm fighting it.
Sorry.
I'm fighting it.
Sorry. Aldridge takes a seat on the bench now. Where points will come from Cathedral, we'll find out when they get the ball back, but first St. Joe's going to shoot a pair of free throws. Nope,
Call that foul on the floor. Yeah.
Okay.
Peculis on the hard drive drew the foul. Now we got a technical foul on
I
someone.
think they called on Elijah King,
If that's King, that's...
or maybe not.
Well, hang on a second here.
So let's,
James Sarver is trying to sort it out. He's got a technical foul on someone.
Yeah, Elijah King he called it on first.
So the technical foul is indeed on Elijah King. King got tangled up. I didn't see with whom.
Well, there's a little bit of John, and I saw a little bit of a shove. We've got a plexiglass plate in front of us
We
here.
do.
So I got a little bit of a glare, but I saw the referee turn to King and give him the T sign.
Yes.
So we are finding out that at this time of the season, they think Julian Smith's the best free throw shooter. He misses the first because you usually send your best free throw shooter to the line to shoot technicals.
Well, the Irish were 2 for 3 from the line in the first quarter. Cathedral 62% as a team through 2 games. And Smith splits the pair.
King's going to take a seat after that technical. Peyton Miamba back in there.
That technical also counts as a personal. So that goes as the second personal on King. That Smith free throw was the first point in the quarter for Cathedral, and it took 4 minutes to get that point. So Cathedral went the first half of the quarter without scoring. I guess that's the good news is South Bend St. Joseph only scored 7 points. And the ball is stuck at the top above the basket underneath the clock.
How fitting is that? This has just
a lot of
been
screwy things. There you see the ball
wild game.
up above the backboard. Stuck up. Now we'll see if.
You're going to let Peyton Miamba try to knock it off.
And the ball's still stuck.
Okay.
We'll try it again. It's almost like a carnival game here. We'll see if. There we go. Now the other ball's stuck. And Nick Shrewsbury wins the stuffed bear. See the man at the window.
I find it. I see Notre Dame assistant Ryan Owens on the baseline. He was clapping pretty heavy when that ball finally came off by Nick, his boss's son. Ryan Owens used to be the sponsor of this tournament. He's over there in the green sweatshirt as our camera pans the crowd on the baseline. But Ryan, now the assistant coach at Notre Dame, used to be the sponsor of this when he was an insurance agent, and really appreciate all those years that he was a sponsor for Sneakers for Santa. Now we've got Unranked stepping up and being a big part of this, and we appreciate Glitko and Daly for, particularly Matt Glitko, for doing this for us.
So Pippins misses both free throws. The foul went to Braylon White, his first. Ball goes out of bounds. Back to South Bend St. Joseph. 34-20. Points were plenty in the first quarter. This quarter, not so much, but the Huskies have still found a way to expand their lead. White threw the pass behind a cutting Shrewsbury right into the Cathedral bench.
It was a curl cut coming off the Miamba screen, and Cathedral did a pretty good job fighting over the top of it, so Shrewsbury got bumped, and he couldn't complete the cut. It's a turnover.
Gold gives it to a cutting Pippins, who slams it home with 2 hands. First Irish field goal of the quarter.
Great way not to miss a little bunny there. Just dunked the son of a gun. Moving screen guard right there on Braylon White at the top of the three-point line as Shrewsbury tried to come off. Here's the dunk. Heck with missing the easy ones. I'll just slam it down.
2 fouls on White here in the last 90 seconds or so.
King
White
back
will have
in.
a seat, yep.
Yeah, Elijah with 2 fouls after the technical.
King's back in, as is Ryder Pachulis. Irish turn it over.
Well, yes, it was.
5-second count on Roseman.
Yes, it was.
Against the pressure of Smith.
And good job by Cathedral to shut the passing lanes down. They stayed between the ball and their man, and Cathedral earns that turnover.
Ryan Gold Jr., the freshman, attacks the baseline, got in too deep, but it goes right to Pippins, who missed it. And a tie-up. And the arrow favors the Huskies.
Pippins just should dunk it.
Yeah.
Because they miss every shot around the rim right now, it seems like.
Cathedral has missed, unofficially by my count, 6 shots inside what would be the restricted area if the half circle was painted on the floor. Roseman, drive and kick. Corner 3, short.
Don't foul. It's the second time a Cathedral player has fouled a three-point shooter.
Wendell too aggressive on the closeout. His first team's third, Wendell. Gus Petulus. I guess that's the pronunciation, correct pronunciation. Gus Petulus will shoot 3. First one up and in. Apologize on the mispronunciation. That's the game. There's such a quick turnaround between games. We don't have time to run down and double check those, so we're getting those corrected on the fly. Second free throw good. Petulus with 5 off the bench. It's back to a 14-point lead. Make it 15. And Braylon Booker is on for the first time. 5'9", senior.
Just no flow for Cathedral. And they really have no choice no matter what's happened. Aldridge has to come in the game because he is their offensive go-to guy. There's just no offensive flow right now for the Irish. I think they've lost their confidence missing shots around the rim. And St. Joe has good quickness on the perimeter. They're not able to drive too much. The freshman Ryan Gold got back to the line. He's got 4 points.
Well, and a nice job by Gold to draw the foul, especially since St. Joseph is over the limit. So Gold gets 2 shots, hitting the first. Noblesville and Lawrence North will follow this game. See the Millers entering the gym. Noblesville losing to Fishers last night on the road.
Led at halftime, though, that game. We'll talk about it.
They did, yeah, we'll talk about that later.
We'll get a little bit closer to that tip-off. Throw cut by King for 3.
Over the rim. King hit 3 threes in that first quarter. And we got a foul at the timeline.
Yeah, Booker got beat off the dribble, so he tried to make a reach in there.
Booker's first foul. Indians over the limit.
Huskies over the limit.
Huskies over the limit. Gosh, you did it to me again.
And I got to say, for those that don't know Rob's background, I mean, Roncalli now is the Royals. You don't call them the Rebels, though. I did call them that once doing a PA game this year accidentally.
I filled in as Rogers hits a free throw. 1 of 2.
You filled in
I filled in on a call, on the radio call of their regional game in football last month, and I did slip once with the old nickname to much joking and guffawing in the booth.
Travel. Peyton Miamba with a travel. It was a give and go. He made a basket cut at the top, but go ahead and finish the.
Oh, there was yeah. Everybody else in the booth thought that was pretty funny that I slipped up and dropped in the old nickname that has been retired for about 4 years now.
Oh, good way to
Gold.
split that trap.
Aldridge with a nice drive and find, but Pippen's got a running start on the dunk. Pete,
Well,
like you, I've heard things about Ryan Gold as he's come up through the AAU system, and I'm very much looking forward as you see Pippens get his running start, and that's a turnover. I'm very much looking forward to watching Ryan Gold develop as a high school point guard. I think he's got a huge upside.
He does. He does. He's got to be more of a scorer this year as a freshman with the transfer of Cash Daniels.
Smith stuck a hand in and fouled Shrewsbury, but the Irish had a foul to give. So that will be a sideline out of bounds, or a baseline out of bounds, I should say. Second on Smith, fourth on Cathedral. 1:23 left in the half. Much slower paced second quarter compared to the first. But the Huskies have expanded their lead. King wanted to go to the rim, and Pippen said no. Shrewsbury missed it. Booker came flying in at 5'9" to try and tap the rebound to himself, but could not gain possession.
I'm going to guess that's Landon Booker's son, a really good player when I was coaching at Penn. He's about that age, and Landon's on the bench for St. Joe's, one of the assistants.
Rogers, three out front, was fouled from behind by Booker, or by Shrewsbury rather. And that is a somewhat careless foul by Shrewsbury, especially considering
The situation, time and clock.
yeah, and that's Shrewsbury's third foul.
Ouch.
So Rogers shoots three. I think that's a three-shot foul. Yeah, it is.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's Shrewsbury's third foul.
And right now, Shrewsbury looks like he may stay on the floor, at least for this offensive segment. Nope, here we go.
Yeah, Eric Gaff will send. No, they're going to keep Shrewsbury in the game with three, with 59 seconds to go here in the half. One more free throw from Rogers can make it an 8-point game. Rogers hits all three. Rogers is 5 for 5 here in the quarter from the foul line. 37-29. Cathedral's trailed by as much as 15 in this second period. Have cut it down to 8.
Okay, yeah, 4 out, 1 in with Miamba on the post. They're just going to look to drive it. Miamba doesn't meet
Smith
the pass.
got in the passing
Yeah.
lane, almost got the steal. You a little surprised Shrewsbury's still out there with 3 fouls?
I am. I just wonder if they haven't caught that he's got 3 fouls. I always had an assistant coach, Tommy Muscari, that kept track of fouls for me, and he would grab me sometimes and say, "That is 2 on Holba. That is 2 on Holba." Holba never played. One of my only Indiana All-Star all those years, Matt Holba, was never played with 2 fouls in that first half, after 2 fouls, because I needed him in that third and fourth quarter.
South Bend St. Joe calls a full timeout. We'll keep it here, 38 and 4/10 seconds to go. Give us a quick chance to give you the scores from the games from earlier today. Our first game of the day, a couple Southern Indiana schools. Princeton beating Charlestown 68-54. Plainfield defeated New Albany 75-65. And the host Brownsburg defeating 1A Liberty Christian 68-46. We mentioned Lawrence, 2 4A powers, both ranked in the top 10. Noblesville and Lawrence North will follow this game. And then our 2 nightcap games, Louisville Male will take on Pike. And the finale, a couple more 4A top 10 teams, Mount Vernon and Fishers will close out the night. And first time they've ever played 7 games in this event. That's an ambitious undertaking, and we're glad to be a part of it.
Long day of basketball. You and I are on the call of 3 games. I couldn't imagine being on the camera for 7.
Our guys are here. And they're going to bring the ball back.
They inbound the ball in the wrong spot, maybe?
I think so, yeah.
Well, once it's in, I'm not sure why they have to rechange it, but anyway.
So now we're set. 35 seconds.
2-1-2. They're going to try to take the last shot here, especially as Shrewsbury, I would think.
Both teams are out of fouls to give.
Yeah.
So even a foul on the floor, non-shooting, will put both teams at the line.
You think Shrewsbury would get the last shot? Notre Dame commit.
Roseman picked up by Pippins on the switch. Roseman through the lane, put it up, put it in, drew the foul.
Well, they pressured him enough. They forced Ethan Roseman to go to the basket. And that being said, Ethan takes advantage of it. If you want the Latin, and now they're going to sub for Shrewsbury. If you want the last shot in the quarter, you don't usually shoot it till about 4 seconds to go. And here's the substitution because of the foul situation. Braylon White checks back in for St. Joe.
Rogers takes the foul, his second. Roseman has 10, hits the free throw. 8 seconds to go for the Irish. Gold in a hurry, kicks. Rogers fumbles, shoots a three, kicked his leg out to try and draw contact.
Yep.
Did not get the shot or the foul call. And the Huskies will take a 40-29 lead into the halftime break. We'll take a break. When we return, halftime conversations are next from Brownsburg. 40-29 on our score. South Bend St. Joseph's on top. We're back in a moment on the ISC Sports Network.
Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't. Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't.
We build kids up from the ground up. It's not so much about where you're at.
In most programs in Indiana, it's teams and it's games and it's teams and it's games.
They're playing in a bunch of games and not really having any type of system or structure to their routine, to their development, to their growth.
Trying to find more of a balance, more trainings, less games, skill development, basketball IQ.
Accountability. Once you walk through those doors, energy and effort's on you, the individual.
4 to 5 days a week, really trying to build a player that is prepared for going into their middle schools, going into their high schools and beyond.
You have objective criteria you have to meet to move on to the next class. That gives kids a sense of dedication to work to get towards something.
We're not here chasing rankings. We're trying to develop basketball players.
So you should not worry about getting ranked at such a young age.
We're going to push you to limits that you probably didn't know you can get to.
It's about the work ethic and less about the rankings and the notoriety. We want you to get a well-rounded basketball education.
Hey there, my name is Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we are part of, actually the entirety of, at least from an on-air standpoint, Query and Schultz on the ISC Sports Network. It's appropriately named. It's charitably award-winning. And Derek, now we venture into season number 5. Hard to believe.
5 of them. 5 of them. Can you believe it? 2 best buds talking Colts, Pacers, Indiana sports every Tuesday night, 7:30, ISC Sports Network, and on socials as well.
It is made possible, of course, by the people who watch and listen every single week. We are most appreciative. We look forward to season number 5.
Rob Brown, Pete Smith, back with you at Brownsburg High School. Game number 4 of 7 today here at Brownsburg in this Sneakers for Santa Shootout 2025 edition. South Bend St. Joseph leading Cathedral by the score of 40-29. Take a look at how the first half unfolded. We had one tie in that first half, and otherwise South Bend St. Joseph led throughout, led by as much as 8 in the first quarter. That was the Huskies' lead at the end of the first quarter, 27-19. Huskies led by 15 on 2 occasions in quarter 2. The lead was 11 at the end of the quarter, 40-29, as the Huskies outscored the Irish 13-10 in the period. One double-figure scorer for Cathedral, that's Keaton Aldridge. All 10 of Aldridge's points came in the first quarter. Meanwhile, South Bend St. Joseph, 2 in double figures. Ethan Roseman with 13, 6 in the first, 7 in the second. Elijah King has 11 points. All of those came in the first quarter. Pete, your general impressions of what we saw in that first half? Certainly 2 different paces in that first half. What we saw very up and down, almost like an open gym feel in that first quarter. Pace got much more methodical. Cathedral needed 4 full minutes to score in that second quarter, and the Irish had just 1 field goal in the second quarter, as 9 of its 10 points came from the foul line.
It was a sloppy first half. It really was. Neither coach has to be happy with the way they played. St. Joe's got to be happier, though, that they hold the lead here. I think they're probably looking at the fact that we should be up even more, and they just missed some opportunities. Cathedral missed a lot of shots at point-blank range early, and it just seemed to snowball. And just the pace of play, they never got any flow in their offense. Their only offense, basically, other than shooting free throws. Thank goodness Skylar Rogers hit 5 free throws, 2 of them on a technical. Or otherwise, their deficit would be a lot greater. So Irish are in it. The Fighting Irish are in it, but they've got to play better basketball the second half and a little bit more unity. They really struggled with each other. I think they didn't communicate well on the floor. They missed some guys open, and they got into a little argument in the bench there as everyone was just trying to take some leadership. And that's going to happen when you have a freshman point guard, an outstanding prospect, but he's a freshman. And you play a lot of new players like they're doing to throw in Keaton Aldridge, and it's just going to take them some time. But time being said, they're 2-0 on the season, and they're playing a defending champion in one of our classes here in Indiana.
40-29 our score as we are at halftime here at Brownsburg. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have highlights, and we'll take you up to the start of quarter 3. All that coming up next on the ISC Sports Network.
Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't. Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't.
Your home uses water all day, every day. So when plumbing problems arise, you need them fixed fast and right. The LD Smith Plumbing Crew can handle anything, from outdoor plumbing repairs to everyday water problems. Plumbing may not be pretty, but we're pretty darn good at it, and we'll always give you a fair price.
That's our dirty, stinking honest LD Smith Plumbing promise.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Call today for $50 off any plumbing repair, big or small.
Hey there, my name is Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we are part of, actually the entirety of, at least from an on-air standpoint, Query and Schultz on the ISC Sports Network. It's appropriately named. It's charitably award-winning. And Derek, now we venture into season number 5. Hard to believe.
5 of them. 5 of them. Can you believe it? 2 best buds, talking Colts, Pacers, Indiana sports, every Tuesday night, 7:30, ISC Sports Network, and on socials as well.
It is made possible, of course, by the people who watch and listen every single week. We are most appreciative. We look forward to season number 5.
Rob Brown, Pete Smith, back at Brownsburg. Let's take a look at some first half highlights. Cathedral active around the rim, but South Bend St. Joseph active behind the arc. Huskies hitting 6 first half threes. Keaton Aldridge bruising around the rim en route to 10 first half points. Nick Shrewsbury had 8 in the first half, including that dunk. Ryan Gold Jr. hitting a 3 in that first half for 3 of his 6. Elijah King got hot, hitting 3 threes in a row at one point, or 2 threes in a row. There's first of 2 to close out the first quarter. Shrewsbury's 2 threes in the first half were both deep ones. There's the only field goal the Irish had in the first half, a dunk by Pippins.
Well, they're only in the second quarter.
In the second quarter, I should say. Yeah, thank you.
Whoa.
There's the field goal by Ethan Roseman that closed out the half, the and one, that put the Irish, or the Huskies rather, up double figures, 40-29. And again, it was a 13-10 advantage for South Bend St. Joseph in the second quarter. Well, as the teams come out to warm up to start the second half, I'll remind you today's game is brought to us by Lori Law. Brady Laurie has been serving the citizens of Marion, Johnson, and surrounding counties for over 25 years. If you or someone you know is in criminal trouble or has been injured, make the call to Brady for a consultation. Let Brady put his negotiating skills and courtroom experience to work for you. Call 317-250-7783 or email bradyjlaurie@gmail.com. Brady Laurie, your criminal defense and personal injury trial lawyer. Pete, as we think about this second half, what might we see if you were in that Cathedral locker room? What might we see adjustment-wise for Jason Delaney's team to get back in this game?
Well, he tried to let him run. I give Coach Delaney credit. I think he tried to let him run with St. Joe early. You referred to it as open gym style play. I may have too. And that didn't work. So I think they want to get more into ball control and chip away at this deficit they have. So I think that's probably what they talked about. But again, they're looking for new leaders on this team. I mean, they're senior dominant is not the case for this. Julian Smith is a senior coming back on this team. Bomani Wells is a senior. Aldridge is a senior. After that, they are all underclassmen. So you're going to have some growing pains in that first quarter and first half with some big growing pains for the Fighting Irish.
Meanwhile, on the other side, Eric Graff's club, 40 points in the first half. He's got to feel very good about that. But what might he tell his team in terms of adjustments going through coming off what was their biggest loss? That 18-point loss last night at Chesterton was the biggest loss his program has suffered in 2.5 years.
Well, they played very hard. And, again, I don't know what the cause was of last night's loss at Chesterton other than you and I talked about in the opening. Mark Urban is an outstanding high school basketball coach. Chesterton could have a very down year in talent and still play with everybody. Mark
still win 15 games.
One of my favorite coaches that's still coaching that hasn't, pulled all their hair out like I did and retired from the standpoint of the changing world of basketball. But I think, to answer your question, I think Coach Gaff has got to be happy with the first half after coming off a loss. Long trip down here from, Michiana and the region, wherever they decided to come from, and just keep playing consistent. Both teams going back with their starters, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yep, there's 13. Yep, I see him now. Julian Smith starting. Just hit the ball screen for Aldridge.
Smith left side three, got it.
Well, great start. Not because he made the shot. They executed the play and got an open shot. And whether it went in or not, that was a great execution.
So Smith's first field goal of the game, second leading scorer for Cathedral. And King tried to tap in his own miss and couldn't. Smith clears the rebound, bounce ahead to Gold.
Yeah.
Ball reversed to Smith. Gold for three. Long off the back rim, but Wells' long arms collect the rebound. Smith finds Wells on the flash, turnaround baseline jumper.
And those are the shots they've been missing that entire first half, just the 7 to 5 footers.
Wells up to get another rebound. Smith, jump stop at the foul line. Well, that was in the bottom. Aldridge wrestles the rebound away and a foul. Oh, that's just brute strength by Aldridge, what we've seen throughout his entire career. And this is a different Cathedral energy here in this first minute 5.
Well, every shot they've gotten has been pretty good so far. Again, they're now 2 of 5. They've had 5 shots here in the first minute, converted on 2 of them. That being said, Aldridge, pretty confident with him at the line because he took everybody off the line and he knocks it down, knows his player.
Miamba takes the foul. 5 quick points by Cathedral to begin this second half. And what was an 11-point lead to begin the half is now quickly down to 5.
St. Joe just standing on offense.
Ball knocked away, steal by Cathedral. Smith bounced to Wells, collection dribble, reverse layup up and in. Boy, the energy, you can just feel it, Pete. It's kind of seeped down to the other end of the sideline.
I thought Coach Gaff may take a timeout there just to set him down for a minute and see if they could cool off Cathedral's. The pace of play has really helped them. Another turnover. Oh, my.
Here comes Aldridge off the Wells deflection. Big steps to the goal. You can't knock the big man off his spot. once the momentum gets going to the rim for Aldridge, you're not going to knock him off his spot.
Boy, how quick did that lead dissolve, huh? Wow.
From 11-1, just like that.
And again, St. Joe 5 out, just standing. No dribble drive. That's not the guy you probably wanted to drive it, Peyton Miamba.
And the shot blocked by Gold and a foul.
I say that because Miamba's better around the basket and not much of a perimeter player. That time, though, he draws the foul. He's going to shoot a pair and see if he can stop the bleeding for the Huskies.
10-0 run by Cathedral to start this second half.
Well, they've gotten good shots. Yes, they've got a couple in transition, but the half court, their pace of play has been better.
Miamba hits the first free throw. That's the first point of the half. 2-minute and 20-second scoring drought for the Huskies. One more from Miamba. That's good. Eric Gaff will send Braylon White into the fray.
He had White at the scorer's bench to check in for him before Miamba drew the foul, so he was coming out anyway.
Gold with King on his hip. Takes it all the way to the rim. But Gold had a plan from the get-go.
He did.
42-41. Gold fights through the ball screen, and Roseman killed the dribble. Now White got free down the baseline and bumped by Rogers as the Irish got out of rotation defensively, and Rogers takes the foul.
There's the drive. Yep. Yeah. Otherwise, it would have been a travel. I mean, it's either going to be a travel or a blocking foul, and the blocking foul was called on the floor. St. Joe possession still.
Ball swung to White at the top. Takes Wells down the lane and draws the foul.
Thing about this St. Joe team is when Roseman isn't running the offense, like doing some penetrations, pitching kicks, they just seem to stand around. Nick Shrewsbury, you know, you'd think this kid would be getting more touches right away, and he just hasn't really looked for his shot too much. He's had a quiet first half. He had 8 points, was solid, don't get me wrong, but you know, I think he needs to step up and look to lead this offense a little bit more as White makes the first one, misses the second.
All three St. Joe points have come from the line. A little pressure. Wells gets it, turns and shoots over the smaller Roseman, but missed the banker.
He faded away. Should have went straight up and probably drawn the foul on Roseman.
Shrewsbury left, tried to dunk it, but was too far from the rim and missed it. Smith, 3 for the lead, got it.
Wow.
And Cathedral has its first lead of the game. Irish have come all the way back from what was a
13-point halftime deficit.
Well, yeah, 11 at halftime and 15 in the second quarter.
I'm sorry, 11 and a half, yeah.
44-43. King, long 2, out front, in and out. Aldridge has it.
One-on-one, just one-on-one, no movement.
Aldridge, bulldog to the rim, got it. 7 in the quarter, 17 in the game for the Detroit Mercy commit. Timeout, St. Joseph. 46-43, and it's 17-3 in this quarter for Cathedral. My goodness, this is an absolutely different look for the Irish to start this third quarter.
I think some things were said in the locker room. I really do. I think it was all progressive and it's looked very good. But the flip side of that is South Bend St. Joe has just come out flatter than a pancake here in the third quarter. No cuts, no movement, no field goals yet. Couple turnovers. Just the game is completely switched from what we saw in the first half, particularly in that second quarter.
Well, we mentioned both of these teams played last night. South Bend St. Joseph losing at Chesterton, Cathedral winning. South Bend St. Joseph will be back in action on Tuesday at home against Marquette Catholic.
Then they play at Plymouth, and then we get to see them again next Saturday.
We'll see them again. They'll make another trip back down here to Indianapolis area to play at Southport.
Against Silver Creek.
Against Silver Creek.
Great team, undefeated this year.
Traveling call against King.
Elijah King needs to be careful. He picked up a technical in the first half. He looks very frustrated right now that he didn't think he traveled on that play.
Cathedral will play Warren Central at home on Wednesday night, rather. White got the steal. Aldridge almost stole it right back from King on the strip, but instead it goes out of bounds and will stay with the Huskies.
First turnover of the half by Cathedral.
Halfway through the third quarter, it's been all Irish. And Rogers doing a rocket routine on the baseline, kicks it out.
I'm looking at Ethan Roseman saying, we're not running anything. We're not moving on the out-of-bounds play.
King catch and shoot three, hits it.
Yeah, that's his fourth of the game. He's got 14 now.
Gold with the twisting layup. No good, but Aldridge is there to clean it up and put it in.
9 here in the quarter for Aldridge, the senior leader. Offensive foul called. It's going to be on 42, Braylon White. He was trying to set a screen, and he moved his right hip out, right leg out, and caught the defender. It was an obvious moving screen. Good call there.
That's the third foul on White, third. Actually, the second.
Two-man game.
On the Huskies here in the quarter. Aldridge takes Shrewsbury right to the rim, put it up, no. Rolled off, and White hits it ahead. Nice job by Rogers to jump the passing lane and free safety it out of bounds.
It's been good defense by Cathedral, but just lethargic play by St. Joe. That was just a ill-advised pass. When you're not being guarded, why throw it to Roseman when he's got a guy right there guarding him? You're just not using very good basketball sense here to start the third quarter. And you know they have it there. They won the state championship last year, and many of these guys were key contributors.
Roseman shoveled to a cutting White, who drew the foul. And back to the line for two more.
Braylon is 3 of 4 at the line in the game.
Fouls on Smith, his third, team's fourth.
You mentioned St. Joe. 3 games next week. They play 2 back-to-back tonight. They're going to play Marquette Catholic on Tuesday, and then Plymouth on Thursday. A really down Plymouth team, not your typical Plymouth Pilgrim team. Coach Greg Miller in his second year at Plymouth, and then come back down here for games that we'll be covering at Southport next Saturday. So we'll get to see him again and
Looking
see
forward
what
to
happens
that.
here. Yeah.
Hail the Southport High, let our voices ring.
You graduate from there?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
I had a feeling.
White hits the first.
I knew the answer already. I just wanted you to be able to tell
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, Cathedral had just one field goal in the second quarter. South Bend St. Joseph had just one here in the third, which is why the Irish have turned an 11-point halftime deficit into a 1-point lead. White splits the pair. Cathedral remains on top. It's Irish ball knocked out of bounds by Ryder Place, who's just stepped into the game.
Miamba back in also.
48-47 our score. Cathedral did not lead for a single second in the first half. Aldridge, bulldozing his way through a double team, draws the foul. Fouls on White. That's his fourth. And so White will head to the bench with 4. That will send Connor Gallagher in for the first time. 6'3" junior.
Got some good bloodline in St. Joe. The Gallaghers have been there for a while.
Aldridge cut off in the double team. Pull up in the lane by Rogers is short, but Aldridge grabs the rebound, missed it. Pippins is there to clean it up.
And Pippins had about 3 of those in the first half. He couldn't finish, so that's a good sign for Cathedral fans. Pippins back around the basket doing damage. He has a nice dunk in the game.
6 points for the 6'6" junior.
King comes back on the other end for a little runner right in front of the rim.
16 for King. Smith for three. Got it.
Oh.
2 threes in the quarter for Smith, and Smith's starting to heat up. Averages 14 on the season.
Yeah, just had one free throw at halftime.
53-49. This is the biggest Irish lead of the game, up 4. And
nobody touched it.
Turned over.
Yeah.
Have an odd sequence there, but
well, they got tight on that sideline, and again, St. Joe, that's just an example of their spacing. They've just really had bad spacing. They had 2 players right against the sideline. Nowhere to go. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Martha and the Chandels.
I'm with you. Absolutely. Motown.
Yeah.
Brady Wendell is in. Wendell's got the basketball for Cathedral.
Ooh.
In the corner, Gold for 3. Short side rim.
But I tell you, Pippa can really get up. He was above that rim for that rebound, but two Huskies right there knock it out of bounds.
Yeah, Pippins is on pogo sticks.
Yeah, you can't.
Not only does he get up, but he's a quick jumper.
Yeah. Roseman back in. You can't have him out too long. He's just such a great floor general. A lot pass to Pippins.
Miamba was quick to body Pippins off the spot. So Pippins kicks it back out to Gold. Gold down the baseline. Good hands by Place to knock the baseline pass out of bounds.
Smith. You know, I got Julian Smith hitting 3 threes this quarter. Do you have him for 2?
Just 2.
Okay.
Almost a third there, but off the front rim.
Actually, I knew the play was run for him, so I wanted to be able to say, that's 4 in the quarter, but it would have only been 3.
That would have been 3. Roseman. King, no space to shoot a 3. Gallagher, his first touch offensively. Fading is Miamba. It's a tough shot.
That's his favorite shot, though. I saw that a lot as a freshman at Penn. He likes that shot.
Stop and go drive by Smith and a right-hand finish. 8 in the quarter for Julian Smith. And the Cathedral lead is 6.
Double screen, staggered double. Here's the second screen.
King, that angle 3 has been there all day, and it's good again.
Boy, they needed that. Good choice by Roseman there as the point guard. He's got 8 in the quarter. Elijah King, 19 in the contest so far.
5 threes in the game for King. Smith straight away, got it.
Now both teams are playing very efficient. Good shots coming off screens, getting open looks because they were executing some things offensively. It's going to be a pick and pop or pick and screen. Yep, they foul King on that.
And that was the foul that Cathedral did not have to give. And that's the 4th foul on Rogers. So team 5th. Rogers heads to the bench with foul number 4, and King's at the line for 2. 25 seconds to go.
Shrewsbury will check in after this first free throw.
Well, as uneven as the offensive execution was
yeah,
in the first half, it has been inversely crisp here in the last 3 minutes. Cathedral leading by 5. King is at the line for 2. And it's the second time in 3 quarters. Actually, he needs one more point as King, but I was about to say that it's the second double-figure scoring quarter for King, but he needs one more free throw here.
If I'm Cathedral on this possession, if they're aware of it, Shrewsbury's back in there with 3 fouls. I would take the ball to whoever Shrewsbury's guarding, see if you can't get a 4th foul on him.
So it's a 9-point quarter for King.
And he's guarding Aldridge now. This is a tough matchup for him with 3 fouls because Aldridge is going to take it. Aldridge is telling his guy, I'm going to take this shot. So this is playing out like I thought it would.
And Aldridge puts it up and in, and a foul. Boy, oh boy.
And it's on Shrewsbury. That's Shrewsbury's 4th foul.
Boy, that's great awareness. Yeah. That is great awareness.
That's a big play right there. Just because now you got, I was shocked he was putting Shrewsbury in with 4. Aldridge with the basket.
Aldridge has 11 in the quarter and 21 in the game. Free throw is hard off the back rim. 5 seconds to go. Miamba from out front, off the mark, and that'll do it. But it's a 30-point quarter for Cathedral.
Wow.
As the Irish turn an 11-point halftime deficit into a 6-point lead after 3 quarters of play. Stay tuned. Fourth quarter's around the bend next. You're watching the Sneakers for Santa Shootout on the ISC Sports Network.
Your home uses water all day, every day. So when plumbing problems arise, you need them fixed fast and right. The LD Smith Plumbing Crew can handle anything, from outdoor plumbing repairs to everyday water problems. Plumbing may not be pretty, but we're pretty darn good at it, and we'll always give you a fair price.
That's our dirty, stinking honest LD Smith Plumbing promise.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Call today for $50 off any plumbing repair, big or small.
After 3 quarters, the Huskies of South Bend St. Joe trail 59-53 as we look inside the huddle, as much as we can see of the St. Joe huddle. Coach Eric Gaff, an outstanding staff. I mentioned Landon Booker there on the left, one of the assistant coaches, was a great player at South Bend Adams. Earlier in the game, I mentioned Harold Swanigan on that bench. I think I said Jamison accidentally. Harold Swanigan is on that bench. He takes up a couple chairs. He's that big of a player.
Harold Jamison played at Clemson when I was with the Clippers.
There you go. So I got 2 great players. There you see next to Coach Eric Gaff. And Micah Shrewsbury's son, Nick, number 12 there, will be sitting, I would think, for a while. But at the same time, St. Joe needs points. Shrewsbury did not score in that third quarter, and he's got 4 fouls.
So back to action we go.
Oh!
Teardrop is no good.
Ooh, sounded worse than it looked. Smith's going to be called for the foul, trying to block the teardrop there. You know, I think if St. Joe's going to get back into it, Ethan Roseman needs to be as hard-pressed and attacking that basket like he did in the first half. No points in the third quarter for Ethan. We got Ryder Place here shooting a pair of free throws, misses the first.
That's the 4th foul on Julian Smith,
who had a great third quarter.
Smith had 10 in the quarter, has 11. Keaton Aldridge has 21 to pace Cathedral. Elijah King has 20 to lead South Bend St. Joseph. 59-54 our score.
Full court man-to-man pressure now. Boy, Pippen's got a great size advantage. Now they switch back in Miamba's guarding Pippen, but Pippen's had a great opportunity there.
Aldridge had 11 in the third. Finger roll rolls off. Pippens is there. Miamba got a piece, but Miamba also whistled for the foul. King was the only Husky that had hit field goals in that third quarter.
Yes.
30-13 was Cathedral's advantage in the third. Foul went to Miamba with the foul.
Miamba, yeah, it was Miamba.
His third.
Big man guarding big man there.
And we've got a pole that blocks part of the scoreboard. So I'm kind of contorting myself trying to read the scoreboard. Aldridge is 2 for 3 from the foul line. That's Pippins, excuse me. Pippins is 1 for 3. Make it 1 for 4. Miamba able to save it. (60-54) as teams split free throws. It's a spin move by Miamba. Oh my. That was pretty.
He's got that in his game. Yeah, really good spin move to his right hand.
Miamba with 4.
St. Joe trying to pick up the pressure defensively on him. Here's the tough matchup for him.
Aldridge draws 2 defenders, finds Wells. Wells has been so unlucky around the rim. Aldridge slides to a stop right in front of the Cathedral bench, and Jason Delaney gets time. Timeout called. Timeout called by Cathedral. We'll keep it here. Now, Unranked Hoop is partnering with Indy Heat Gym Rats, Indiana's only Nike EYBL AAU basketball program. Unranked Hoop is dedicated to building a better way to do youth basketball through a series of skill development programs and Indy's first Euro-style basketball academy. Inside the walls of the newly renovated Unranked Hoops factory in Indianapolis, Unranked will provide opportunities for both girls and boys youth hoopers to learn the skills needed for long-term development and success. Check out unranked.com for more information and sign up to their email list for updates. That's unrnkd.com.
Aldridge gets the inbound. Again, I called him in the first half. He's a point forward. Strong as a bull as a forward, and yet he plays point a lot of times for him here.
Smith lost his footing under the rim. Tried a tough shot in the traffic, couldn't get it.
Uh-oh.
Tie up on the floor, and a timeout granted.
By
King
St.
had
Joe.
initial possession, and Eric Gaff got the timeout before Wells tied King up. So we'll keep it here. I'm going to guess, Pete, that if one found oneself in a situation where you were guarding Aldridge, I'm going to guess you're going to end up spending most of the next day in the ice bath.
Well, they put themselves in a jam with Nick Shrewsbury picking up 4 fouls, and it's really hard for another St. Joe guy to match up with him. Miamba can, and he's had Miamba on him a few times, but that's a tough matchup because he's so good on the perimeter with his drives. He's got a controlled dribble. It's not wild, so he doesn't lose the ball. It's hard to poke him away from him because he's got such a wide body. And it's a tough matchup for anybody, but right now for St. Joe, with Miamba not out there, with Shrewsbury not out there, it's a tough matchup for anybody else they have on the floor.
(60-56) our score.
2-3 zone now by Cathedral out of the timeout. Elijah King is a really good three-point shooter. He's got 4 in the game. So is he. Ryder Place with a deep three.
Whoa. That's a big shot. And a blocking foul called on Avery.
You know, KJ Avery hasn't scored in this game yet. That's
He has not.
Bit of a surprise.
And a foul on the closeout.
On Braylon White.
And that's it. White's 5th by my count. And that is indeed confirmed by the scorer's table. White is fouled out.
Ooh, and Shrewsbury comes back in with 4 fouls. All right, make a note of that. 6:02 in the clock. Nick Shrewsbury enters the ball game again with 4 fouls. He picked up that 3rd one on the last possession of the first half for Cathedral. Picked up that 4th one, I should say.
So Rogers shoots 3. And Rogers is 5 for 5 from the line.
Yeah, he got fouled on a 3 earlier in the game.
Hits the first.
6 points all at the line so far for Skyler.
First one, second one, no good. One more for the 6'1" junior Skyler Rogers. And that one's no good. So Rogers gets just 1. And the lead for Cathedral is 2 inside 6 minutes.
Cathedral goes back to man after that zone possession where they gave up a 3 to Ryder Place.
Roseman fades short.
He's usually pretty good on those. He's still scoreless in the second half.
Gold bounces to a trailing Aldridge. Jump stopping through the lane, got in too deep. And Avery clears. Avery pull up, too strong. Shrewsbury jumped too early. And the rebound collected by Smith. Smith hands to Gold.
Solid, just man-to-man defense right now. St. Joe doesn't need to pick up the intensity on it. They just can't let them drive them past. Smith does, and scores.
Tough shot.
Boy, what a great second half Julian Smith had. He was like almost wasn't on the floor in the first half, just 1 of 2 from the free throw line.
14 points, 13 of which have come in the second half. Ryder plays for 3. Long off the back rim, and Wells up high to get the rebound. Avery lingering in the backcourt commits the foul. That's 4 on KJ Avery. So now 2 of the 5 South Bend St. Joseph starters playing with 4 fouls. Avery joins Shrewsbury, and that's the 4th team foul. So a difficult foul situation, and Aldridge gets to the rim and finishes with a right hand.
There's no matchup for him on this St. Joe team, and man, not as tight as they're playing him on the perimeter. Should give him a little bit of ground, I think, and not encourage him to drive. Shrewsbury short again, or not Shrewsbury, I'm sorry. Bozeman on that fadeaway.
Aldridge down the lane, goes to the rim and draws the foul, and if that's Avery, that's 5.
I'm just wondering if a little bit of fatigue setting in too, Rob. Again, I know Cathedral played last night. They played here in the city, though, basically. If you're not familiar with Brownsburg is a suburban community just outside on the west side. Meanwhile, South Bend St. Joe traveled to Chesterton up in northwest Indiana. Road game last night, and then drove all the way down here to play.
Aldridge free throw hard off the back rim. Avery has indeed fouled out. So he is the second Husky to foul out. Braylon White fouled out earlier in the quarter, and we're not even to the halfway mark of the fourth quarter. Aldridge second free throw, no good. And Wells whistled for a foul on Shrewsbury. That is the 4th foul on Wells. So now Wells and his brother Julian Smith each with 4. So you've got 2 Irish on the floor with 4. Shrewsbury playing with 4 for South Bend St. Joseph. King killed the dribble, needs help, finds Roseman. Back to King. King takes Aldridge in the lane and scores.
Great drive by King there. He's the only one of the big 3 to score in this second half. He's got 11 in the second half, 22 in the contest.
Smith had it poked free, goes right to Wells. Back to Smith for an open 3. Got it.
Does his brother get an assist on that since it was poked away from him?
He might. He gathered it and found him. I think so. Shrewsbury quick catch and shoot off the mark, but it goes back out to King for a long volleyball line 3 that's good. Oh, my. The shot making in this second half has been next level.
25 now for King.
68-64.
Tough matchup. Aldridge can do whatever he wants with Shrewsbury guarding him with 4.
Smith tried for 2 in a row, couldn't get it. Shrewsbury up high for the rebound. Shrewsbury on the finish. It's a 2-point game, timeout.
10 points for Nick Shrewsbury, his first basket of the second half.
Timeout, South Bend St. Joseph's. Full timeout. It's a 2-point game. We'll go ahead and take a quick break from Brownsburg, and we'll be right back. 68-66. Back in a moment on the ISC Sports Network.
Hey there, my name is Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we are part of, actually the entirety of, at least from an on-air standpoint, Query and Schultz on the ISC Sports Network. It's appropriately named. It's charitably award-winning. And Derek, now we venture into season number 5. Hard to believe.
5 of them. 5 of them. Can you believe it? 2 best buds talking Colts, Pacers, Indiana sports every Tuesday night, 7:30, ISC Sports Network, and on socials as well.
It is made possible, of course, by the people who watch and listen every single week. We are most appreciative. We look forward to season number 5.
Rob Brown, Pete Smith back with you here at Brownsburg. What a game we've had for you here in this game 4 of 7. Cathedral trailed by as much as 15 in the second quarter. South Bend St. Joseph ran out to that lead with a 27-point first quarter. But then Cathedral with a 30-point third quarter grabbed its first lead, and then the shot making here in the fourth. Back and forth we go. The Irish clinging to a 2-point lead as we hit the home stretch inside 3 minutes. 68-66 the score.
Okay, St. Joe with a defensive change that I put Ethan Roseman on Aldridge. Aldridge will go to the line. Cathedral's in the bonus now, just because Aldridge is going to have the ball in his hands a lot. So they're going to put the quicker point guardish type player, Roseman, on Aldridge here. At least they did on that after that timeout with a 2-point lead. The Irish clinging to it with Aldridge shooting a pair.
That's Roseman's first foul. Aldridge hits the free throw. We got Aldridge for 25. Second one good.
Cathedral.
70-66.
Cathedral straight man, interesting. Aldridge on King, who's going to drive to the basket then.
Wells got a piece.
So this is good for St. Joe. Free throw opportunities. The clock's not running. Still 2:34 to go. That's going to be 5 fouls on Ramani Wells. He is the third player to be disqualified in the game due to fouls.
First Cathedral player.
First Cathedral. St. Joe's lost 2.
So Wells fouls out. He has 5 points. That's just the second Cathedral foul, though. Third foul, excuse me. King misses the first free throw. (70-66).
Well, King's had a lot of opportunities at the free throw line. He missed all 3 in the first quarter on a 3-point shot he was fouled on. He's not shot it much better the second half from the line, but he makes that one.
26 for King. That matches his career high. King had 2 26-point games last year. That's a double touch. Place hit it, and then
really good hustle
Rogers
by Ryder.
did.
Yeah, really good hustle by Ryder. Place. He tried to back tip, didn't get it. He found the shooter in the corner that Cathedral had spotting up and knocked it off his hands. St. Joe with a chance to tie with a 3, Rob.
70-67, 2:20 to go. King fades from the elbow. No good. Miamba had it tapped away by Aldridge and Pippen. Smith settling. Now picked up by Miamba on the switch.
Good choice by Smith. Clock's their friend right now. Don't need to take a bad shot.
Smith thought about the logo 3. Aldridge bowling his way to the goal, draws another foul.
Miamba.
Aldridge has attempted just 2 threes on the season. I know it's just 2 games in, but he's not a 3-point shooter.
And I'm not sure why they're guarding him that tight on the perimeter. It plays into his advantage because he's such a good ball handler, crafty ball handler. But they are.
Well, Miamba now has 4 fouls. Aldridge first free throw is good. These are free throw attempts. 6 and 7 in the quarter for Aldridge. And point number 27. Aldridge had 24 last night. His career high is 32. That was against Louisville Male during his sophomore season. 1:44 to go. The lead is 5.
Ooh.
And King is fouled, much to the dismay of Pippins.
And a pretty graphic demonstration by our official on the baseline.
James Sarver with a little thespian reenactment on that foul.
Here we get a good look at it.
It's Pippin's first foul. Team 4th. King knocks in the free throw for a new career high. Yep, there it is. New career high for King with 27, the junior, 6'2". Makes it a 4-point game. This is critical here to keep it a 1-possession game. In and out. Aldridge scrambles for the rebound. 72-68. Inside 100 seconds to go. Aldridge is open on the baseline, shovels to Pippins with a two-hand slam. Whoa.
Nice pass by Aldridge. Very unselfish player.
That makes it a 6-point lead as we hit the home stretch, but another foul. And that's team foul 5. So the Irish have hit the foul limit, giving the Huskies a chance to score with the clock stopped. 1:14 left.
Yeah, both teams now will shoot 2 every foul here in this last minute 14, and King needs to take advantage of these opportunities at the line. St. Joe will probably come with some full court pressure. The question is who's going to be guarding Aldridge in the half court. King 1 of 2, again 1 of 2.
A lot of points left on the table by both teams, but more so the Huskies, especially here in the fourth quarter. Aldridge, bounce to Pippins, and Pippins finishes on the reverse, 11 off the bench. Braylon Pippins has been a huge factor in this game. Shrewsbury missed the shot over the contest of Pippins. Irish can sense it now. Smith wants a corner 3. Missed it. Miamba rebounds. South Bend St. Joe needs points in a hurry. Roseman rebounds the short 3.
His first basket of the second half and 15 in the game.
Clock is running, 5-point game. Gold is trapped in the corner. Jason Delaney screams timeout and gets it.
Well, this is
18 and 7/10.
Excuse me. This is going to be a tough place to throw the ball in bounds. It's going to be in the dead corner. So St. Joe probably will front guard whoever's throwing the ball in bounds. It's going to be a tough look to get the ball in bounds there. It really is. That being said, Shrewsbury has 4 fouls, but right now he may as well pick up a 5th because all Nick's done is 1 field goal this second half. He's not really asserted himself too much. He shot 2 air balls in this half. Very uncharacteristic for the Notre Dame recruit. He's got 10 points in the contest.
Keaton Aldridge leads Cathedral with 28. Elijah King also with 28 to pace South Bend St. Joseph. Lawrence North and Noblesville to follow. And we'll, later on tonight around 6:30, actually I should say at 6:30. That game can't start any earlier than 6:30 because the last 2 games are also on over-the-air television, so we have to start at 6:30. Greg Rakestraw and Bill Finland will bring you those final 2 games. Louisville Male taking on Pike, and then Mount Vernon and Fishers will close out the night.
If you like guard play, that last game tonight.
Oh, my goodness.
Cooper Zachary,
Woo.
Jason Gardner Jr.,
Luke Ertl.
Luke Ertl. What great guard play.
18 and 7/10 left in this one.
I guess I don't understand why they're throwing why the ball's not in the corner.
I don't either.
Do not understand that at all.
Foul line extended and an easy inbound to Smith. And Shrewsbury has to give the foul. That's his 5th, Shrewsbury.
Well, this second half, Julian Smith, who's at the line, has just played tremendous. He's got 5 threes in the second half. 21 points total I got him for the game. He's made the big difference here. Big free throws, too. And they're going to go 1-2-2 half court, just half court defense. King can't get it off.
Roseman through the lane, fouled.
Pippins
with
didn't
3
need
and
a foul.
9/10.
And Jason Delaney, Coach Delaney's got both hands up over the bench saying, what are we doing? Look at him like, oh my goodness, why is he doing that? He'll get it figured out. He'll get it figured out. The brain trust over there, the Irish.
Roseman's free throw is short.
But what a tale of 2 halves, though, Rob. Holy cow. 40-29 St. Joe lead at halftime. It's been all Cathedral this second half.
Aldridge throws it ahead, and Rogers will hold it, and that'll do it. So the 49-point second half for Cathedral, sparked by a 30-point third quarter, and the Irish hold off the St. Joseph Huskies in the fourth to win a tightly contested contest here at Brownsburg, 78-71. Our wrap-up show this afternoon is brought to us by Galitko and Daly. They go to work when you can't. Log on to IndianaWorkers.com. And by Unranked Hoops, Indy's first Euro-style basketball academy. Check out unranked.com. That's UNRNKD.com. And Pete, we have to hand out our player of the game, brought to us by LD Smith Plumbing. Keaton Aldridge led Cathedral with 28, but that second half is when the game flipped, and the second half is when Julian Smith turned it on.
Well, he hit 3 threes in that third quarter. As you'll probably see him here in this highlight package here. There's a great assist he made also. So besides the scoring, Julian just had such a great second half. That's one of his two-point field goals he had in the second half. And again, 5 3-pointers in the second half. There's the other basket he had. Nailed 2 free throws to kind of nail the coffin on St. Joe there with less than a minute to go also.
22 points for Julian Smith, 21 of which came in the Irish's second half comeback. Julian Smith, our LD Smith Big Dog of the game, brought to us by LD Smith Plumbing. LD Smith Plumbing, the big dog of sewers and drains at LD Smith Plumbing and Drains. They know a thing or two about getting dirty and keeping things flowing. Hats off to today's big dog for leading the charge for his team to victory. South Bend St. Joe drops to 0-2, led this afternoon by Elijah King's 28. Meanwhile, Cathedral, the number 1 team in 3A, improves to 3-0 in the season, led by Keaton Aldridge, 28 points and 22 for Julian Smith. Great crew working with us today. Charlie Hammock and Jordan Shue. Again, we'll have our next game, 2 top 10 ranked teams in 4A, Lawrence North and Noblesville. That game's scheduled to go at around 4:45-ish, our start time for that next game. So hope you can join us for that one. This game has been a presentation of the ISC Sports Network. Again, Cathedral defeats South Bend St. Joseph 78-71. I'm Rob Brown on behalf of our entire ISC crew. Thank you so much for watching. Until then, so long, everybody.